Hello everyone, this is Gene and welcome back to Astral Doorway. First, I'd like to thank all of the new subscribers. I've only been making videos for just over a month now and we already have 600, so that's great. That's more than I expected. As a result, we also have a custom URL for the channel now, which is youtube.com/c/Astral Doorway. So if you want to share this channel anywhere for anyone interested in astral projection and you think they'll benefit from my rambling, you can use the new link. I'll put that in the description below as well. And also sorry that the videos aren't as often at the moment. I've just moved to Seoul in South Korea, where I'll be living for the foreseeable future. So I'm in a bit of an adjusting period at the moment, but it's really an interesting country out here with great people and great food. So I'm very excited to get out of quarantine, which I'm currently in. But on the positive side, quarantine has given me that secluded time to finish up my book, which will be published in a few days. A few of you requested that I make a video for that, explaining, what it's about and stuff. So I'll be releasing a video on that too in a few days as well. Yeah, so I've been very busy. So let's get to it. This video will be on how to turn your dreams or lucid dreams into astral projection. Okay? How to astral project from the dream state. Now, I will provide a specific method on how to do this. But first and foremost, there is a superior way of understanding this, a superior method, you could say, and it derives purely from understanding your dream state while in the dream and instinctively going beyond it, okay? This is something that not a lot of people seem to understand. They only seek any kind of step-by-step method as if there is some kind of button you can find in a dream that will just say, oh, if I press this, it's going to turn into astral projection. But it goes deeper. We have to think and contemplate critically about this, about how to escape the illusions and hallucinations that you're seeing in your mind during the dream. Okay, so, in other words, whenever you find yourself in a lucid dream, you have to realize that, in fact, you are essentially creating the dream, right? I mean, who else is creating it? It's simply you and your subconscious mind. And through practicing meditation and introspection, we can develop a better clarity over this and understand it more directly. But for now, here, whilst we're playing with these ideas, I'm just going to try and explain to you how we comprehend this. So imagine that you're in a lucid dream. You can simply learn to feel that you're thinking or imagining all the scenes in front of you. And what happens when you successfully feel yourself doing this? Well, then you can naturally stop the content of the dream from happening. Okay, just in the same way that you can stop your thoughts in waking life. Have you ever been walking down a street and you realize that you're thinking random thoughts that you didn't want to, or perhaps you had a song in your head? Just by choice, just by being conscious, you can stop doing that and direct your attention to something else. This is really not that much different from when we're in a dream. So, whilst we're in the dream and we stop dreaming, what happens when you're in a non-physical dream environment but suddenly stop dreaming? Well, your consciousness has no choice but to enter a more objective reality. In other words, you'll naturally enter the astral plane. Your physical body is still fast asleep during this time. And so it's just a matter of what we do with our perception or level of consciousness during all of this. Even meditating within a dream can simply turn it into astral projection as well, assuming that you're a good meditator and understand the principles of going beyond our thoughts and perceptions that present themselves to you in our consciousness. That takes practice. But yes, so this is it in essence, really. You need to break the dream to go beyond the narrative of the dream. To do this, whenever you find yourself lucid in a dream, simply look around and try to sense the innate feeling of how your mind is creating the scenes. Once you recognize and feel yourself creating these scenes in your mind, then it becomes naturally easier to stop them. Essentially, we're doing the same as when we suddenly snap out of daydreaming in physical waking life, right? It's like when you see someone daydreaming and you suddenly sneak up on them and scare them, and they snap out of the trance, right? Their attention becomes more present. So, of course, all of this goes back to how lucid dreaming and astral projection is synonymous with the awakening of consciousness, about being in the present moment in order to stop thinking, to stop dreaming. This takes a bit of practice and intuition to understand, of course, but if you want a better elaboration on this, I recommend listening to the lucid dreaming versus astral projection video, which is linked on the screen now. I go in depth there about the difference between these two phenomena. It should help you contemplate and understand the difference more. So, when you're in a lucid dream and you intend to stop the dream entirely, this can be done within moments, and two things can happen when you do this. One is that you will witness the content of the dream and the objects around you dissolve before your eyes or disappear, literally. And you'll feel a shift in the atmosphere, which can include but is not limited by vibrations and hypnagogic imagery or strange and loud sounds. Shortly after, during this transitionary stage, you'll most likely find yourself going straight into an astral environment. And everything about your environment will, of course, now feel very different, feel more physical, more tangible. You'll innately know that you're not dreaming anymore and that you've successfully entered a more objective dimension, which is not being created by your subconscious mind anymore. And you will not have any sense that your subconscious mind is creating it. If you want to test it out, you can try controlling your environment and you will see that it won't respond in the same way as a dream. So yes, if you break the dream, you may see everything disappear and you'll naturally enter another environment. However, on the other hand, another thing that can happen is that you may instead go back to your physical body. But from there, you can exit the body as well. Just one thing to note is that if you do go back to your physical body with the intention of astral projecting from there, just make sure you don't move your physical body. You can do this simply just by intending it and remembering it. I'm going back to my body, I'm not going to move it, and I'm just going to proceed to go out calmly and progressively. Generally speaking, anytime we sit to lay down for formal meditation or astral projection, we shouldn't be moving any part of our bodies. Just let it settle and become relaxed. But don't do this by forcing yourself or straining yourself. Just relax and let go. Now, some of you may have found different techniques for entering the astral from lucid dreams, such as creating portals or doorways within a lucid dream with the intention of going through it and coming out on the other side into an astral environment. This is fine and it can work, but if you have a lack of intention or lack of understanding, you can still come out on the other side still in a dream state. So, those can work. And, we're all different and we all have different methods. So personally, that one doesn't work for me as well, but it can work for you. But what I'm emphasizing here is applicable to all these kinds of methods because it's about directly understanding the process instinctively in our layers of perception of reality. And when you understand it in this way, you can easily turn a dream into astral projection anytime without thinking about a method. You simply do it through a state of consciousness, a state of being, where you naturally stop yourself from dreaming. So naturally, daily meditation and a focus on being present throughout your waking life is immensely beneficial for this practice because through being present and not dabbling in endless thoughts and daydreaming throughout your day and waking life, then you'll also stop drowning in the endless thoughts and dreams in your sleep. As above, so below. Even psychologists recognize that our dreams at night are often a reflection of what we thought about during the day. Well, what if we were to stop thinking during the day and develop a more silent mind? Well, then our tendency to be in unconscious dreams are much less likely. When I say that we think all the time during the day and in our sleep, I really mean no different from dreaming, right? Thinking and dreaming are pretty much completely synonymous. So, with all that said, I'll now provide a method for entering the astral plane from dreams, which I naturally discovered and have been doing successfully again and again for a while now. So, step number 1, achieve lucidity in your dream by any means of the numerous lucid dreaming methods you can find out there. Okay? I'm not going to go in depth about lucid dreaming practices because lucid dreaming is far more widely accepted throughout conventional consensus. So you'll find so many great resources out there if you just have a look. But one of the most effective methods, and the one that I use the most of, is reality checks. I personally like the hold nose reality check, which involves me closing my nostrils with my fingers and trying to breathe through my nose while it's shut. If I can breathe through my closed nostrils, it means that I'm in a dream. If not, then I'm in physical reality. If you make a habit of doing reality checks every day, as many times as you can, and if you can keep doing it, you will naturally begin to start doing it in your dreams as well. It's important to note, though, that doing reality checks properly and profoundly and cultivating a sort of ongoing, constant reality checking awareness goes a lot deeper too. So I'll be sure to make a video for that as well. So yes, the first step is to become lucid. Now, step number 2 is once you find yourself lucid in a dream, become present. As discussed before, recognize the content of the dream and without much hesitation, employ your intent for astral projection. There's nothing special here. Simply think about it. And while you do this, feel your dream body intensely. Okay, so just imagine you're lucid in a dream and you're just stood there, intensely aware of your dream body. And now you brace yourself and get ready to go beyond the dream and astral project. At this point, you should feel like a robust rocket about to take off, right? Because here's the next important part. You need to fly upwards in a fast speed, okay? Just fly upwards. Just look up and go. As you do this, the higher you get, you may begin to feel vibrations. As you feel yourself traveling upwards, which can be quite intense, you may start to see space and stars. Simply just continue to intend to keep ascending through higher and higher states of awareness. That is all you need to think about. And while you're flying upwards, you can also say mentally, enter the astral plane. Enter the astral plane. And as a result of just flying upwards with the intention of going higher and higher, after a period of time, you may start to find yourself in a sort of darkness or void for just a few moments. And then eventually, you'll find yourself in a new environment. The difference in clarity and sensation in this new environment should be amazing, as it always is in astral projection. A kind of hyperrealism should come over you in comparison to the lucid dream that you were just in. This is a wonderful practice because you directly get to instinctively feel the difference between a dream and astral projection, right? Everyone always asks the question, what's the difference? It's really hard to describe, but when you get the experience firsthand, you just know. It's not on the level of your intellect. That's why it's still hard to describe, but you've acquired the knowledge of the difference within your being, right? In your heart, you know. So yeah, that's it. 2 steps. 1, become lucid. And 2, fly upwards with strong intentions of going into the astral plane. That's it. And it is quite a fun and exciting practice because as you're flying upwards, you feel like a Superman, right? You're flying upwards, you can look down and you're so high up, and the sensation of being so high and this sense of heights, right, can often induce the vibrations. So there's also a variation of this where you can jump and fall from something tall. And the sensation of falling can also often induce the hypnagogic vibrationary stage, right? However, I prefer the method of flying because there's something about the symbolism, the metaphor of going upwards, right? Which consciousness seems to respond well to. It's like it somehow understands this as a sort of ascension, a mini ascension of our awareness during this experience. So, once you're on the other side in the astral plane, you'll just know instinctively whether you're in the astral or not, or whether you're still dreaming. It's most likely the case that you're not dreaming if you experienced it similar to the way I described. But if you're still struggling and you still find yourself in a dream state after all your efforts, then simply just try it again. The fact that you even recognize that you're still in a dream state is great progress already. And awakening will naturally occur with consistent efforts. Now, if you find yourself going back to your body, don't worry. Just don't move your physical body and implore your intention to fly upwards to leave your body. You can do this simply by intending it. If you're struggling, try forcing a sort of swaying sensation in your awareness back and forth, right? Try to wiggle out of your body if you find yourself stuck. This will help you loosen up out of your physical shell, so to speak, sort of like a chick trying to roll its egg around in an attempt to crack it open. You have to use a bit of willpower here. You might find yourself in sleep paralysis. A lot of people find themselves stuck in sleep paralysis. And in reality, they just need willpower. In sleep paralysis, your physical body is paralyzed. You can just force yourself out through sheer force, through sheer intention and willpower. There's not that much of a different way to describe it. So, there you have it. This is one of the easiest and funnest ways to astral project and enter the astral plane from lucid dreams because, once you're lucid, you're already halfway there, right? You're already in non-physical reality. And through working with your subconscious, you are able to become conscious amidst a unconscious experience, and from there you can either intuitively break the dream, as I said at the start of the video, or use the flying method, and this will give a shock to your consciousness that is so great that you enter the astral plane. Of course, all of this should be practiced only if you have first developed good memory over your dreams. If you're not actively remembering your dreams yet, then start doing that first, because honestly, you can have all these amazing experiences and still not remember them. It happens all the time, even to me. So begin by recalling all your dreams in detail every morning and strengthen this non-physical part of your psyche. All right, so thank you for listening, everyone. Please subscribe if you haven't already for many more tutorials just like this. And if you have any questions at all, please feel free to ask in the comments below. And if you'd like to support the channel through Patreon, there's a link in the description below too. So, good luck, and I wish you many lucid dreams, but also for you to go beyond those dreams and enter the objective reality of the astral plane. Thank you.